Legacy 2, I would be disappointed if it does go the route of a live service game. I would prefer something like, I would prefer that Hogwarts Legacy 2 has a multiplayer or co-op mode aspect, or you could jump into other people's world. I'm not saying it couldn't work as a live service, because imagine it was just everyone's in each other's houses. What is it, like an MMO? And yeah, I just feel like the first game, Hogwarts Legacy, was so good. You need that campaign and that massive storyline. Then I personally think they should do a co-op mode or a multiplayer mode where you go into it and, you know, all of your friends are there. You can talk on voice chat. You can play Quidditch. You can do this. And you know what? It's crazy. I downloaded that Harry Potter Quidditch game. Have I played it? I haven't even tried it. And I did want to try it. Because it's just, when you're playing so many story-driven games, the last thing I want is just to play Quidditch for like, how long? So it would really disappoint me that if it became a live service game. But let's just see what this article here, the game rant, the pros and cons of Hogwarts Legacy 2 being a live service game. Warner Brothers Games is doubling down on live service games. Of course, you make Suicide Squad. Of course, for flip's sake. Hogwarts Legacy 2 becoming a live service game as a result of this shit could offer an extended lifespan and the ability to evolve over time. Or why don't you just evolve Hogwarts Legacy? However, if Hogwarts Legacy 2 adopts the live service model, it may face challenges like always online requirements and monetized cosmetics. So you're going to turn off a lot of people. But let's give this a read. Despite the downfall of its most recently published IP, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Warner Brothers has decided to double down on live service. According to Warner Brothers Discovery executive JP Perrett, this decision was primarily inspired by that big budget AAA games are volatile because their financial success is unpredictable, whereas live service games require less to make and can potentially make more money in the long run if they succeed. But they also make less money when you just make a crap live service and you force it. The problem is if you force it. Yeah, we'll talk about that. While this might make sense from a business standpoint, it also seals Hogwarts Legacy 2's fate as a lot. Oh, that is such... I don't think it's a good idea. Hogwarts Legacy was the most... Wasn't it the best game? Didn't it beat Call of Duty like after how many years? It was the best-selling game of 2023. And it knocked Call of Duty for the first time. And yet, you're thinking, you know what? Expecto microtransactional. Let's just do the opposite of what we did. And then see how it goes. Oh, we're shutting down. Oh, we didn't make. The live service model has received its fair share of complaints over the last decade, frequently labeled as nothing more than a greedy money-making scheme. Indeed, live service games are generally developed with money in mind, but they aren't inherently bad. Games like Destiny 2, No Man's Skies, and Path of Exile utilize the live service model and have been very successful. As such, although Hogwarts Legacy 2 as a live service would come with its cons, it will also come with its pros. The problem is that the first game was so good. I don't understand, like, if Quidditch was a part of Hogwarts Legacy, I would have tried it because I probably would have made me dive back into the game, do all the side quests, do all the Merlin trials, which there were so many, and it would have made me want to try Quidditch. The thing about the Quidditch game, I downloaded it and I didn't even try it because I was like, well, I don't even know how that game's doing. We need to search that up as well. So the pros. One of the benefits of a live service is an extended lifespan, or not. That could be a con, because you look at other games that just get shut down. According to how long to beat and takes an additional 40 hours to complete everything the game offers, at that point, players can start a new game with a character that belongs to a different Hogwarts house, but it can only changes a few hours of the story. The ultimate results in poor replay value. But they're paid for the game, though. If Hogwarts Legacy 2 was a live service, its lifetime would potentially be much longer. Live service biggest advantage over one and done games is that it acts as the catalyst for a game's evolution. Essentially, the live service model places a game in an internal beta stage where players can provide feedback. I just hate this sort of big budget games can certainly receive periodic updates, but the live service model allows these updates to be more regular. Therefore, Hogwarts Legacy 2 would presumably receive the same treatment. Cons: almost any time that gaming community learns that the game will be in online, a large portion of it is left an unidentified site, exactly what we've just done. The reason behind this is always online games rely on online servers. Unfortunately, live service games requires players to be connected to the internet, which we don't like. As players collect unique gear such as robes, handles, and scarves, they can customize their look. If Hogwarts Legacy 2 turns out to be a live service, it will likely monetize some of it. It's just not a good investment. You can't. That's the thing. You're always on edge when you hear about a live service. The I wouldn't say majority, but potentially majority. There's going to be a portion of gamers that are going to be, wow, let's see how this does. For me, it's just not a good investment. I would rather, if I'm going to buy a game, for me, a better investment for me is knowing that a game is even 60, 70 pounds. If I know I'm getting everything in that game, that's why I've never spent anything in Fortnite. I've rarely played, but when I've done, I'm like, it's just not a good investment. I get one skin or two skins. For me, it's just not a good investment because I'd rather pay 60, 70 pounds and then potentially I've got everything in the game. And you just know with all these cosmetics, they're going to try and charge so much for them. And whether they adopt the infamous live service model remains to be seen. It's hard to say. I don't like live service games. If they sold Hogwarts Legacy, they were like Quidditch, and they sold it as a DLC or an expansion. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. 15, you could play. Imagine you play multiplayer from your character from Hogwarts Legacy. I potentially think someone, I might have spent 10, 15 pounds. I don't know. If they said, listen, it's a paid expansion, or not even expansion, it's a paid DLC. You get to play Quidditch. You get to play with your friends at Quidditch, but it's still Hogwarts Legacy. That would have made more sense. Much more sense. But it's hard to know. So I'm a bit dubious of Hogwarts Legacy 2. They need to progress the game. So how would they progress it? I love the game. I love the world they built. I love the quests. Yes, they could double down on the stories and the characters. Multiplayer aspect, co-op aspect. Maybe there's certain missions that you can do in co-op mode as well. Not even like the whole game, but then you go into a co-op mode and you hang out with your friends, you do tasks, you fly on your broomsticks, you play Quidditch. That seems a lot more exciting. Yeah, with Hogwarts Legacy 2, I really hope not. I will be dubious about it. I'll be very dubious because it's just not a great investment. It's not a great investment. I don't know. It's not a good investment. It's